Am I the a-hole for being upset that I found out my wife was pregnant via social media? I never imagined I'd find out I'm gonna be a dad like this. I'm 29, my wife is 27, and we've been married for 2 years. We've been trying for a baby for a few months, so I knew this moment was coming. But the way it played out, it's like something out of a bad soap opera. It all started with a ping in my group chat. A friend sent a screenshot of an Instagram story posted by one of my wife's friends. The story was my wife crying and hugging her friends with the caption, "You're going to be the best mom." My heart stopped. I stared at the screen, rereading the caption over and over, trying to make sense of what I was seeing. My wife was at her hometown for a family event, and I had stayed back because of work. The last time we talked, everything was normal. Now I was finding out, through Instagram no less, that she was pregnant. My hands were shaking when I called her. She picked up quickly, her voice cheerful. "Hey, babe," she said, "I have news." I didn't even hesitate. "I know," I said flatly, "you're pregnant." There was a pause, then a surprised laugh. "Wow, babe, how did you know?" "I saw it on Instagram," I said, my voice cold. "Didn't think to call me first, huh?" "What? I didn't post anything," she said, clearly confused. "No, but your friends did. That's one way to find out I'm going to be a dad. Thanks for that." And then I hung up. I didn't even let her explain. I was furious, and I didn't trust myself to keep talking. My phone started buzzing immediately. Her name flashing on the screen over and over. I ignored every call. I wasn't ready to hear whatever excuse she had. It wasn't long before my sister called me. She'd just arrived at my in-laws' house, where apparently the whole place was in chaos. My wife was locked in a room and everyone was arguing. My sister asked what was going on, and I gave her the short version. I found out my wife is pregnant through social media. My sister tried to defend her. "There's no way she'd do that on purpose," she said. "Well, she did," I snapped. She said she'd find out what was going on and call me back. When my sister finally called me again, I was still pacing around, trying to calm down. She explained everything. My wife had been hanging out with a friend when they started wondering if maybe she was already pregnant. They bought a bunch of tests and they all came out positive. She freaked out, told her parents, and texted some of her closest friends to come over. From the time she found out to the time her friend posted on Instagram, only 2 hours had passed. 2 hours! In those 2 hours, she'd told at least 10 people, but hadn't thought to pick up the phone and tell me. My sister also told me that the fight happening at my in-laws' house was because everyone was angry at the friend who posted the story. Apparently, even the other friends thought it was a horrible thing to do. But they were also confused. Why hadn't my wife told me first? I finally called my wife back. She answered, crying. "I'm so sorry," she said. "I was going to tell you. I was planning to surprise you." "Surprise me?" I said bitterly. "If you wanted to surprise me, why were you ready to tell me when I called? Sounds like you were just waiting until it was convenient." She went silent and I pressed on. "You told your parents, you told your friends, you let them all celebrate with you before you even thought of me. How is that okay?" "I didn't mean to hurt you," she sobbed. "I need some time to think," I said. "You can't just walk away," she yelled. "We need to talk about this." "Well," I shot back, "so you can lie to me again." And hung up. I know that wasn't fair, but I was so overwhelmed. The past few hours had been a whirlwind, and I felt completely sidelined. I wasn't just upset, I was heartbroken. This was supposed to be one of the happiest moments of my life, and instead, I felt like an afterthought. The messages started rolling in after that. Friends, family, even my wife's parents were reaching out. But I didn't want to talk to anyone. I just wanted to sit in the dark and process what had happened. My sister sent me a message later that night. It said, "Hey, I know this sucks and it was crappy of her, but don't let this suck. Don't let this ruin it for you. You're going to be a dad. You're going to be an amazing dad. This is great." She's right. I'm going to be a dad. That's all I've ever wanted. I'll figure out how to fix things with my wife. I'll swallow my pride and let it go, because the last thing I want is to add stress to her pregnancy. But tonight, I'm just going to let myself feel this. It was supposed to be different. It was supposed to be us.